What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Daily Smoke Live on this, what is it, Wednesday, right?
Wednesday, yes,
Hump
sir.
day, it's hump day.
Absolutely.
Camera walking around, hump day. Anyways, thank y'all for being here, as always, joining us. If you're here with us right now, don't forget, like. Hit that
Hit
like
that
button
like
for me,
button.
please. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. And thank y'all for, much love for your support being here, as you always do. I'm Brother Los.
Brother Jam.
Brother Ron.
Brother Blackhand on the cam as always.
Yes, sir.
And we will be bringing him up here to the couch soon. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
tune for that. It's gonna be a fun conversation.
member Corporate Bob is coming to work.
Corporate boss.
You gonna wear a tie, Bob?
Mhm.
I'm just asking a question, man.
Corporate
Tie his
boss.
dreads
No,
like
no,
one of them-
no.
No
We'll
need to
tie his
get.
dreads like one of them, the ones that used to use this
Oh,
shit.
the bolo tie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, again, thank y'all for being here as always. I hope you watched yesterday's show. That was really nice from where we were at.
Oh yeah, man.
Absolutely.
That was so much fun, dude.
That was,
It really
we had a really
That
good
was so much,
time.
and good job on the video.
Absolutely. Good job,
Yeah,
bro.
Try to
Good
do it as
job.
we could.
Good job,
Try to
man.
put it together right to
Yeah,
try to
that's
You
real.
and Bob did the thing, man.
showcase her
Yeah,
place.
y'all did.
That place was cool. We got to go back and check it out.
Like seriously,
You
dude. I was telling Ron, I'm like, man, I could see myself like hanging out there. That
Right.
was a really nice spot.
We was
Or
about
even
to,
go there and
man.
watch
Me and
one of our
Vanessa was
shows
about
from
to.
there in that
Yeah.
big ass TV. That big ass TV. Yeah, go out there and watch that. Watch that shit.
Be like, hey,
Yeah.
bring up YouTube.
You know.
Yeah. You know,
Watch, it's all
for
about
real,
you
we was gonna
right
go
here.
out there. Me and Vanessa was gonna go out there and chill and everything, but
Yesterday.
yeah, but we
Yesterday,
didn't. I think the weather was an issue.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
uncertain. So I was like, okay, cool. But it's a really cool spot to hang out at, man.
It sure is.
Absolutely.
I would love to be out there on a day like today when the weather's cool like this.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, when we were out there in the sunshine, that was nice.
Yeah.
Cool
I wanted to be out there at night and because see it all
heaters
lit up and
blowing up.
everything. Yeah.
I know, huh?
And she
I
said
know.
the shop glows in the dark at night. I wanted to see that.
Like purple and shit.
that's
So it was real
good.
nice.
I bet that shit was really cool.
I bet that is so
So
cool.
we have to go back and do something. from
Sure.
there, you know.
And if
even
you just-
watch our show.
Yeah, if you
Please.
just so happen to be watching, you know, please, we appreciated you hosting us, Miss Tanya.
Oh yeah.
No.
So glad
Yes,
that you gave us the
yes.
opportunity to come to your house essentially,
Right.
and
Yes.
and you know
Yes.
bring our audience along with us.
Yes.
So thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for that.
Thank
We
you
really
so much.
appreciate it.
It was like we already had known her for years.
Right?
She
She
took
felt like
really
she
good
felt like
care
family
of
for
us.
real,
One of
you
us
know.
and shit,
I
you
mean,
know,
took
so-
really good care of
Yeah,
us, man.
really,
Had
really
nice
good time.
drinks made and everything.
I'm thinking about getting one of them things, man. I'm really
I
thinking
know,
about
huh?
getting one of
I
those,
know,
man.
huh?
Dude, that would be.
Uh,
I'm gonna get one of them Patriot Ice things.
I
and
know.
shit. We're gonna
Look.
be having daiquiris
do
up
it
in
to
here
you.
every day.
It'll do it to you. It'll do it to you.
Okay,
So,
we
you know,
we,
so
we
stay
might
away
have
from the green ones.
we might have to contribute some company funds for that.
Right?
Dollar sign
We can write
TD
call tip
Smoke.
people right off.
You know, dollar sign TD Smoke. We need
You know
a
what I'm
Patriot
saying?
Ice machine. Yo, if them dudes them preacher dudes can be asking for planes and shit, yo, we asking for,
Oh,
I need a Patriot Ice machine so I can make daiquiris. Dollar sign TD Smoke.
Smoke. There you
You
go.
know? In the name of Christmas.
We have to keep it on the camera right over there by little thing.
Yeah.
Right there. He just lean over your grab me one. Right
You
there.
know,
Oh man, that'd be so off
You
the
know,
chain.
Get me a box of umbrellas to throw in them little cups.
Man, what you
Fuck.
saying, boy?
oh man, that would be so dope actually.
We ain't no
I mean,
donations.
the show until Monday. Why are you here? What do you want?
Because I mean, I think those things all you do is
Bless you.
you add ice, whatever flavoring, and then and alcohol. Right?
That's it.
I think.
And a
Oh,
bottle,
I gotta
and a
try
bottle of
this.
Tito's and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta try
So
this.
It
that's
mixes
why you
itself.
can make it as strong as you. I mean, well, I guess there's a limit to how much alcohol you can put in the ice, but yeah, you can make it pretty strong
Right.
if you want to. If you're doing it yourself.
Dexter would be here all the
Man.
time. All
What
the
up,
time.
Carlo?
All the time.
Give one of them drinks.
Man.
You
Yeah,
know,
man.
you get one of them drinks.
Man.
Make one with some brandy or something.
But the thing about Dex is he'll probably keep you stocked in liquor.
Absolutely.
That's
Sure
a good-
will.
Right, right.
You
You
gonna
gonna
make
make
some
some
more
more
think about
Yeah.
Dex?
Won't he
brings
do
them
it?
bottles.
Yeah,
Hell
he be like, nigga, I got the bottles and a bag of ice.
Won't he do it?
Let's go.
Won't he do
Let's
it?
make some.
Won't
Let's
he
make
do
some
it,
brandy.
boy? Dixon, Dixon, like you ain't said nothing but a
Let me
word.
get a Crown
Ooh.
Royal Daiquiri.
Henny slushy.
A Henny slush.
It's cool
Let
you
me
got
get a
people
Henny
like that in
slush.
your lives,
You
man.
know, right.
You know what I mean? Like when you got that person in your life, that is really cool, man.
Yeah, no, Dexter don't mind shit. Yeah. I say, we see him a certain way, but Dexter's good people.
Yeah, absolutely.
No. I may have my disagreements with the brother on certain topics, but definitely he's got a good heart, man, and that's not even a question. Yeah, so
like we were just saying, it something like that. Shit, I come over every day and drink, but here I'm contributing to it too.
Right.
So it's not like I'm just coming over here to munch on.
For real.
So shit. Yeah, I couldn't have one of those because I work in here too. In
Man,
the summertime,
oh
I'm just leaning over.
Oh man, happy hour for every hour.
Yeah,
Take an extended lunch.
Man, don't do that.
That would be an unreasonable temptation when you're trying to work.
I know, right? You're right there all the time.
Especially in the summertime.
Oh man, that's why I said I just have to lean over right quick and grab one and shit just to keep as I'm on the phone with them to hear that. Are you okay?
Dude,
You really
okay.
weird.
This
No,
is-
I'm sucking on a slush.
This is kind of a side note, but one of my sons, being real like earth friendly, he decided to buy like these metal straws. So we have like these set of like these metal straws at the house. And we had stopped, went out someplace, I think Whataburger, and I got a shake with my food. And got home and realized they didn't give me a damn straw, so I used one of these metal straws.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, that shit, when you drinking something like a Whataburger slushie, you know how, shake, how thick they are.
Yeah. No problem.
With that damn metal straw,
No problem.
no problem. I was like, okay.
No problem. Somebody calling us?
Oh,
Oh, maybe she want to be on the show.
you know what I'm saying?
She could be calling because she watching the show.
What's up, boo? I'm doing my show right now.
That's right. You live.
Yeah, we live. You want to be on?
You're already live. Too late. You live already. Too late.
So what question you have for us? Thank you for calling. Your chicken. Go ahead, real quick. She cooking. When she cooks, she got to call the expert.
Oh, that's
Real quick.
Look at this chicken. Why does it have this texture like that? Is that okay?
Was that in water for a while?
No, I just got it from the store.
If it don't smell bad, it's good. It's just like might be some
Oh,
cheaper chicken. The
Cheaper
one they don't
chicken.
take care. It don't have no chemicals in it.
That's gonna be
Yeah.
the name of my
Yeah.
chicken place.
it's a natural one.
My fried
Right?
chicken.
No, that's probably why.
Cheaper
Yeah,
chicken.
no, but I'll talk to you later.
That,
I love you.
that works two ways. Because cheap is cheap chicken, but then chickens go cheap.
Cheap chicken. That's what it is. Apologies for that, but my daughter called.
Hey, when daddy
check-
duty never stops.
So
You
you
know
gotta
what I'm
check.
saying?
When you get a call in the middle, when you don't normally do, I gotta make sure ain't nothing wrong.
Right,
So,
right.
So do apologize for that. But where were we?
Cheaper
We were
chicken.
talking about straws. Cheap chicken. Cheap chicken.
Cheap chicken.
Cheap chicken.
Uh,
New at Popeyes.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
cheap chicken combos.
Yeah, get the cheap chicken.
Cheap
combo.
chicken. I'm telling y'all, man, it's a good idea.
$1.99. Cheap
Mhm.
chicken.
Oh, what do y'all think about that whole little water scare? You can drink up.
Oh, that's right. We just had that ourselves. We had to boil the water.
Yeah,
and
what y'all
shit.
think about that?
I
don't
mean,
Ain't nothing wrong with one.
I mean, okay. I mean, ultimately, we know that the current systems, as far as like most major cities, and it's not just Houston, but a lot of major cities have a problem with infrastructure. We've seen that, what was it, Mississippi recently, of course, Flint, they're just now getting their shit finally together, and it's still, from what I understand, some questions, but I'll admit I'm not up to date on that, what's going on.
I had
But-
watched something with the mayor. It was the power outage,
Mhm.
and when the pressure in that place goes to a certain point, that's when this other agency that deals health wise comes in and checks it. And like, no man, if it's this low, you're getting bacteria in that water because it should be this low. And then they asked him a bunch of questions. That's why for the past, all day long. Have you been getting them
Yeah.
Amber Alerts now?
I got 3 of
There
them
you
today.
Me too. No, they did that shit because they asking them, well, what happened to, nobody got really informed about this. Well, we sent out an email, like, yeah, but people didn't get it till like 5 in the morning. People that needed to know about it didn't get it till like 5 in the morning. It's already too late. People are already up, taking showers, getting ready, for work. And when he said, no, that's the questions I asked. I wanted to make sure that, hey, and then when they said that, I said, well, what about the backup generator? The backup generator fucked up too. So he's like, I need to know why these things failed, but they were asking him, but yeah, but you didn't tell us in time. You waited. And that's why when I got all them 3 today, I'm thinking,
Now
he's
they
making
trying to
sure
make
that,
sure,
make sure you send out that fucking signal to tell people, okay, it's safe now.
like, did you send it? Send it again.
Right. You sure you sent it? Yeah, boss. Did you get it on your phone? Yeah, but I wasn't sure. I thought it was Amber Alert. Hit it again. We got it 3 times and shit. Yeah, it came through like an Amber Alert.
That's crazy.
I was like, damn. So yeah, but we we bought some bottled water and stuff. So we had bought a couple of gallons and stuff. I got it. Matter of fact, I still got to make sure that they're not using the ice because that's the ice that was there from it. So I would rinse out my coffee cup, dry it out, and use it. I ain't get the shits or nothing. So really, it might have not reached to us here, But
And I'm in Katy, so we're actually on a different water system.
Yeah.
Oh, are you?
Yeah,
Kids
so-
didn't have school for 2 days because of that.
Yeah, I heard that they closed schools.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, it makes sense because kids can't wash their hands or
Right, right.
any of that kind of stuff.
And they cook with it. So
Yeah. So
John, you know what you made me think about, man?
what's that?
Like, if I'm not mistaken, I know this is off subject, but I've been meaning to ask you this. Like, you're a person that likes milkshakes like me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love a good milkshake.
Okay.
Have you been to McDonald's in the last maybe 2, 3 years?
No, I actually haven't.
Where you get your milkshakes from?
Usually, I go for Wendy's.
Okay.
Wendy's has the Frosties, which are good,
Okay.
and then, like I said, Whataburger. I love their
Like Whataburger.
and I do Sonic sometimes.
Sonic.
Sonic, I like Sonic's.
I don't blame you.
Sonic's shakes too.
I love strawberry milkshakes. Don't think that beats it. Have you noticed when people go, if you haven't been around, when people go to McDonald's now, they're ordering shakes more because every time there was a long period of time where every time you tried to order a shake, the shake machine's always down.
Yeah.
or the ice cream machine was
Or
on.
the
You couldn't
ice
get a
cream.
cone or nothing. It's always dead. Always.
You know who fixed that problem?
Huh?
The FBI.
Really?
It was crazy. Was
I heard something about this story.
I really love milkshakes. And I'm like, damn, FBI. So they say what happened was so many people across the country had been complaining that every time they go to get a milkshake, the milkshake machine is always down. And this has been going on for like about 10 years, 12 years. And they're like,
It's
they
what
just
became
couldn't
a
ignore
joke.
it. They was like, it's the shake machine, the shake machine down, or they
It's
clean
always-
it.
it's
It's
always
always something.
Mhm.
And so when the FBI got involved, they was like saying, there has to be something wrong with the machines themselves. And so come to find out, the reason that the shake machines was never working was because the subcontractor that built a certain part of the machine was always failing.
Right.
And so what they did was after they said, hey, fix that problem by whatever means, we'll take care of everything else from here. Like, you put it back on the market, all that kind of stuff. That's why to this day, John, people that order milkshakes don't have to deal with that anymore.
You get it when you ask for
You
it.
get it when you
It was
ask for it.
it was another third party company that invented a fix for the problem.
Really?
But then the original company, that made that part that always failed,
Mhm.
sued them for fixing the problem.
That's why
Because
the FBI got it.
they were holding an exclusive contract where they were the only ones who could fix their equipment. And so basically it kind of had McDonald's as a hostage. It's like, okay,
That's why
we
the
made it
FBI
and
got
our contract says we're the only ones that can fix it. So then when some McDonald's started bringing in this other company and fixing the problem, they was like, no, y'all can't have him come in and work on our shit.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can. FBI said
And
that.
it began a
Yeah.
lawsuit. And as they started going through that, that's what got the FBI involved.
Yeah, it's
And
extortion.
then the FBI was like, wait a minute,
You're
what?
extorting these motherfuckers
Like,
and shit.
No, y'all can't do that. It's like-
That must be a separate case because they said, man, they got so many complaints.
but that was what sparked the dudes to create the fix for it.
my God.
It was the cliche of the ice cream machine's down.
Always down.
Somebody want to shake you. Give me a
Always
shake. Too, like,
down.
the machine gonna be.
That was the
man.
norm, man, for about
Right.
So you didn't order shit.
It got to the point where even when I did go to McDonald's, I didn't even ask no more.
You know what I mean?
I
Like, it's
like
never
it
worked.
never worked.
You know, I get
Never.
my burger and fries and go get a shake from somewhere else. And shit.
Man, I got
But Dairy
a
Queen.
Big Mac now.
You know.
Man,
Man, I'd kill a Big Mac right now. I know.
Speaking of kill,
a damn Jack in the Box Ultimate Cheeseburger.
right? That goes
Jack in the
hard.
Box Ultimate Cheeseburger.
With some curly fries.
It's a really good hamburger.
See, I like the one with bacon.
That is a really good
Same
hamburger.
sugar with bacon.
Yeah, you good with your bacon. I know.
Burgers and
I
bars.
take the ultimate cheese
I
and
feel that.
some curly fries and a vanilla shake.
It used to be bigger.
Yeah,
It
they
sure
did. Used to
did.
be
It
bigger.
sure did.
Yeah.
It
It used
sure
to be
did.
way bigger. Yeah.
Man, I don't see how much bigger it can be. Goddamn, that thing is already huge enough.
It's
already-
weird. You go out east, man. There was a time when you couldn't get Jack in the Box.
No,
There was a certain line you went by
Mhm.
across. You didn't
Right.
get there. For
Just
some
because
reason.
we don't know nothing.
You was
about
like, you wouldn't even
Detroit,
see the commercials. You wouldn't even see the commercials.
You only knew it because
Really?
Yeah.
West Coast the
Yeah.
rappers would sing about it sometimes and shit. That, I
Uh-huh.
remember my son-in-law when he first come here, he said, "Oh, let's Jack in the Box," and he would sing something.
Uh-huh. Like,
Ice
look,
cream
I'm trying to Jack in the Box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, "I'm gonna go there and call my boys back at
Exactly.
Yo, what up, though? Yo, I'm a Jack
Exactly.
in the Box, nigga. Have me a
Exactly.
burger." So like, man, what like really? Where you find one of them?
Exactly. Exactly.
It's like some places like White Castle. What the fuck you talking about?
Ooh, boy, man.
They
Chris
don't know
White,
nothing
White
about
Castle.
White Castle.
Ooh.
But that's like Whataburger. You know,
They
Whataburger
don't
for a
have that.
long time was just in
Mhm.
Texas,
Uh-huh.
and it's just
Right.
now starting to spread out
Oh,
to other places.
First time I
Man.
heard that, I thought they were saying water burger.
Me
I'm like,
too.
who the fuck
That's
wants
how I
a
pronounce
water
it.
burger?
But that's how we grew up pronouncing
right,
it.
right.
Whataburger.
It's like
Water
water.
burger.
And then when I
Whataburger.
moved here, I started saying it's water burger. Okay,
Right.
not water. It's water.
I feel
You know, I
that.
said,
But-
okay, but I'm thinking of water burger. How the fuck, dude? That's nasty.
But
Oh,
that's
what do
like
we do with that.
that's like humble.
Mm-hmm.
If you're from here, you say it humble. You don't say humble.
Humble.
I can always spot somebody who's from out of town because they'll say it wrong.
Right. And you only say that because of the Mexicans that live here.
I
Because
see it a lot.
that
They
you don't say the
bad
letter
curse,
H.
too.
You know, you don't say the letter H. The next letter. It's like
It's
supposed to be
H
Dutch.
is silent in Baptist
Yeah.
churches.
Yeah, it's supposed to
Humble
be.
yourself.
Humble yourself.
Humble yourself before. I was like, why they go say the H was wrong? It's literally. Humble yourself.
Right? Yeah, that's true, bud. It's
Timmy Chang.
Timmy. It's Timmy. What?
Timmy Chan.
It's Timmy Chan.
Oh
It's
man, it was always
Chan.
Chimmy Chan. It
It
was
was
Chimmy
always
Chan.
Timmy
for me.
Chan, yeah.
it was
Always.
CH both times. Chimmy
Timmy
Chan.
Chan.
Yes,
Yeah,
It's
man.
really Timmy.
Ooh, that might go hard tonight too.
Oh,
oh, I'm thinking about it, man.
Bro, got so much.
I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it.
Man.
Like you mentioned a minute ago,
About
to
it.
kill, we were getting ready to talk about killing. You know,
Mhm.
you say you ready to kill a Big Mac,
Oh
and
man.
that just happens to be what we were going to talk about today.
Oh man, like yeah.
That was a hell of a segue.
You know what I'm saying? I got me to thinking about it. He said, "Yeah, we killing a Big
Kill
Mac."
Big Mac.
Talk
Sometimes we
talk
kill
about
niggas
killing,
too.
you know. Some of them might be
Boy,
named
that
Mac.
transition was rough, wasn't it? We're gonna get over
We
it.
gonna get over it. We gonna get this.
Killing the Big Mac.
He killed the
What?
Big Macs, and now he's gonna get the death.
That transition was off road,
You know what I'm
nigga.
saying?
Oh man, but yeah, man. Well, you know, to be honest, man, I thought we would revisit this conversation simply because just to show you how long we've been on the air. You know, the last time we had this conversation, we were at the previous location
Mm-hmm.
and was on the laptop.
Over a year ago.
It was over a year.
Back
Over a
in
year.
the laptop
In
days.
the
yeah.
laptop
right,
days,
right,
you
right.
know, and we always said that we would, you know, revisit these same topics just to see if we've changed any or has anything changed or what have you.
Right.
And I think also it would give us an opportunity to, you know, talk about other aspects that we didn't address in terms of death
I don't
penalty.
even remember. I don't think I was there on the show back then.
Yeah, you were. You was one of the
You were
main
on it?
ones. You were, yeah, because we were. You're gonna remember right now because what happened was justice became a system of punishment, and you felt like if you did something, then if the death penalty was involved, then under all said circumstances, you took someone's life, your life has to go.
Right, right, right,
And you really felt passionate about that.
right.
You really did.
I mean,
And that was
yeah,
one of the things,
yeah.
one of the reasons we had that conversation, because you was like saying, hey, look, man,
You kill
if
somebody,
you kill somebody, it just is what it
should
is.
take you too, you know,
Yeah.
shit like that. I always
And you're
thought,
okay with that.
I always thought, you know, I'll let the family of who you kill you.
Mhm.
I let them execute you if you wanted to, and shit, you know. You took
Mhm.
somebody's life, you need to go,
Mhm.
you know. But then I understand what you're saying, how in our system, maybe he didn't do it, so you just killed an innocent motherfucker. You know, so that's what throws the whole thing off. You know, because I'm all
Right.
for it. I'm all for it. Like, you know what? That's fucked up. Eye for an eye. Let's kill this person's son. We're gonna kill you because you
Okay.
did the thing. But like I said, in our justice system nowadays, it could maybe he didn't do it, and we're seeing that almost all the time. Dudes, oh yeah, so and so let out after 25 years for wrongly accused of murder. You know, that's
Let off,
25
you know,
years.
got off
Luckily,
of
he
death
didn't get the
row
death
and all this
penalty.
kind of stuff.
Yeah, got off of death row. Like, so you know, that's the only part that makes me hold back. Like, you know, that does make sense because this system, if it was a equal system, then I don't have a problem with that. Yo, you kill somebody, you're gonna die the same way. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna kill you the same way you killed them. You know, and let the family do it.
And I can't quote statistics because honestly, I don't remember the actual numbers.
Right.
But more often than not, we get it wrong, and we know we get it wrong, and there's not really very much for the states that still allow it. There's not really very much being done in the way of trying to improve the system so we don't keep making the same mistake
Right.
because they've seen that we keep in places where it's still practiced that we keep making the same mistakes and convicting people or railroading people into these death sentences very often. And as we all know, it's usually disproportionately black and brown people who get these sentences. So it's railroading us and just into death, and then we find out after the person's dead
Well,
that
they
they were
didn't do it.
innocent. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
they
fucked
they
up.
didn't even do it. Somebody comes out and admits it, or a cellmate comes out and says, "No, such and such told me he did it, but he already did." You know, something like that.
Right. That's fucked up.
This shit's crazy. So to me, I'm of the mindset that life is sacred. You know, I get, and don't get me wrong. There's been times in my life where I said, "Oh, if a motherfucker touch my, one of my kids, I kill him." You know, and there are situations where if any certain things happen, and I can get my hands on you, I would commit some heinous acts of violence against you.
If justice wasn't served like it should have been,
No,
I'm coming to
if I get you first,
right.
in certain situations, and you better hope I don't. So I fully acknowledge that aspect of me personally, but as a society, I don't think we should have the right to take somebody else's life. I because there's too great of a chance at again quoting what we know that we've seen that we get it wrong very often, and so that being the case, that's too high of a risk
It's too expensive.
in my
Yeah.
assessment to warrant
It's too
the tiny
expensive.
bit of justice that you're getting out of what's actually going on.
But not if we know you were the motherfucker that walked in there and killed all them people. We know it was you. You're gonna get killed
But you're
too.
gonna have to have,
You know,
you're
that kind of
gonna
shit.
have to have the ugly side and the pretty side of it.
Right,
You know what I
right,
mean?
right. So that's the
So
only thing. But I'm still for it. Like fuck it, hey,
and I
you
and
know
I
better. It don't deter crime. That's for sure.
no
No, it
It
doesn't.
don't
and
deter
and
crime
it
at
doesn't.
all.
and to
No, it
me
doesn't.
that's the other part of the equation is that it doesn't deter crime.
Right.
People don't not rob, steal, sell drugs, do whatever they do, even fucking drunk drive. You know, people don't stop because of a death penalty. Nobody thinks they're gonna get that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, what I did wasn't so bad, but
Yeah.
you didn't realize that your cops chasing you killed two people or some shit.
Right.
Now you on the hook for that.
Washington State, they still have hanging. That's still
Saw
one of
that.
the they still have that. I remember when I lived. I
They
heard that. I'm
still
like,
have hands?
yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it's rough.
This is when I lived there back in the '80s, and they
It's
were talking
rough.
about. I said, you know, we talked something. I don't know what the conversation was, but it got talking about execution and lethal injection and shit. Somebody said, "Well, they can hang you here." I'm like, "What do you mean they hang you?" Yeah, that's one of the
In
ways you can
Washington.
die. I'm like, "What for real?" Like they do lethal injection, hanging. That's still one of their death
Have
penalty
y'all? And I can't
punishments.
remember where it was, but it was someplace where they do, and this was recent, just in the last
Where they let you
like
pick.
couple of weeks. No, well, it was a place where they do lethal injection, and the last three times I think it was that they've had somebody to ready to be executed by lethal injection, they have commuted the sentence because they couldn't get a line started. And I'm like, okay, wait, 3 times in a row? Somebody, I mean, is the same person trying to do this IV each time?
Right,
Because
right,
somebody's making it, and I appreciate that. You know, I'm sure the inmates appreciate that.
right,
Well, I
right,
gotta
You know,
right.
make my veins real hard.
wait a minute.
Got moving things, doc,
You
before
know?
you kill me.
And by the way, I learned this from my ex-wife who was a phlebotomist. Coffee is a vascular constrictor.
Really?
So if you drink coffee, like I messed up one time and drank coffee right before I donated blood, and it caused them to not be able to get almost any blood because my veins was like that.
Really?
So if you find yourself on death row and they're gonna do a lethal injection,
Gallon of coffee,
Right,
please.
right,
I don't
make
need no
sure
steak.
make
I don't need
sure
no-
make sure that last meal is highly caffeinated.
Folgers.
Make sure
dark
that
roast.
last meal, you know, right. I want triple shots of espresso. Let's go.
Yeah.
Now, I would be for, though, if you stick that needle in and do what you do and it don't work, let that motherfucker go.
You know
He
what,
served
man?
his sentence.
I just
He didn't finish it, you know.
I don't know what side of the line I'm on, man, to be honest with you, because I've seen on the last time we had this conversation, I was more of a liberal on this thing. Like, you know, like, hey man, we need to question, you know, the ethics of the death penalty. But just to play devil's advocate.
Your favorite play.
Aren't there, you know, but aren't there situations where like, man, you know exactly how you feel about this individual that committed this heinous crime.
Right, you want that
And
motherfucker to die.
and you know, just you wasn't even directly affected by it. You just saw this in the news or it came your way, and you had these real raw emotions stirred in you, like whoever this individual is that did this, you deserve something greater
Right,
than being just put in
Right.
jail. And I think, I mean, I'm not going to be as naive to say, well, if we administer it right and we use such and such, you know, like methods to determine if they should get death penalty or not. I'm not going to be naive like that, because then what's going to happen is like that's going to become so like it's going to be so much red tape involved now. You know what I mean? Like, but anyway, man, I think there are times when there are people that are deserving of death.
That's why I said when we know for a fact you did
Beyond
that shit.
question.
We know you did it. We don't even take you to court. We know you walked in there and killed all them people. We see you on tape. I'm not wasting no money. This is straight to the fucking to the chamber, man. We don't need to have a trial for your ass. You killed people. I don't care why you did it. You did it. You still did it. You know, you shouldn't be killing people.
But it
like
didn't
that.
change anything
You
either.
know, didn't. You know, but still, you know, made everybody that was watching this thinking, man, that nigga need to be killed. We feel better now. They killed his ass. You know, if you happen to find out that that's what happened to him.
Interesting.
I think for situations like that, we should have harder prisons for those type of convictions.
Mhm.
But again, I don't think it's a slippery slope, and I think you even acknowledge this, Ron, when you're dealing with the question of the death penalty, because bottom line is that what you're going to get is, like we said before, a situation where you either are doing it like half-assed, kind of the way that we're doing it right now,
Mhm.
or you don't do it at all.
Mhm.
And so, in my mind, it's just one of those situations where even in a certain and I understand the thinking because I identify with it. I've thought those. I think those
Yeah.
same thoughts when I see certain things going on.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, oh man, that motherfucker. Somebody just need to put a bullet in his head.
You know what I
You know,
mean?
I mean, honestly,
Right.
that and that's just as real as I can be about the subject. But as much as I think that, I don't think those thoughts should ever leave my head. They should never become actions. You know, I can recognize that what this person did is horrible. I can recognize that they should suffer an ultimate punishment for whatever they did wrong. That doesn't give me the right to take their life. And that doesn't give, I don't think that should still give society the right to take their life. That person should be punished. That person should be made to, in some way, pay off the debt that they owe to society by all means. I'm not saying let murderers go or any bullshit like that. My thing is, it just doesn't give a human being the right to take the life of another human being. You can make that person pay for what they did in whatever way we as a society see fit and see as fair, but the death sentence is just too extreme
Fair, you
because
kill or rape one of my girls,
there's
I'm
no
killing you.
but there's no taking that back, you know. And if you believe in the ability of man to learn and grow, then that person, by no matter how horrendous their crime might have been, has the potential to repent what they did, whether that's on a religious note or even just a personal note, to realize and feel the guilt of what they did. And to me, in some cases, that's a worse punishment because you got to live with that shit when it stirs up in you. You know, when you if you cold hearted killer and then you start to realize the weight of what you've done, that shit's gonna sit with you the rest of your life. In some ways, that could be that's a living torture if you can get the person to that point. But I acknowledge in some cases you're gonna have people who just don't give a shit. But yeah,
Right.
keep them fucking locked up for the rest of their life in the toughest, darkest dungeon we can find. But
I'm not wasting the money to keep them housed and,
That's
and
the
fed
that's
and
the
shit.
that's
Fuck
the
that.
argument.
Get rid of them now.
That's the
Stop
argument.
that 10 years on death row shit.
That's the
We
argument.
know he did it. He's been convicted.
That's been the
Get it
argument.
over with, you
Money.
know.
That's
I
been
don't
the
have the
argument.
money to do that
Who's
shit.
gonna pay
Because
for
now
it?
I get rid of this. Now I got more motherfuckers because we're not stopping
pay for
crime.
it?
So now I got more people I got to feed. So are you going to pay more taxes to do this? You're not going to want to pay more taxes so prisoners can get fed. Fuck that. You know, so that's the problem. Like, no, I'm not trying to spend that kind of money. They don't want to spend that money. So just get it over with.
no,
You know, especially when we know you did it. You know?
the prison system in and of itself is in reality a symptom of the bigger problem.
True.
You know, it's a societal problem.
That's true.
We have a fundamental issue, a fundamental problem in the foundation of parts of our society that need. And my son, I give him credit. He said this, and this is coming from what is this newest generation. That's the not the millennials. It's the Gen Zers, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it the Gen Zers?
The ones that got trophies for losing every fucking game.
Yeah, he was born in 2000. But this is coming from the Gen Z generation, and he's even sent me like videos and things where people he follows on social media and stuff is like, yeah, this is what people are talking about. Like it's really going to require the tearing down. That's how this coming up generation views it. It's going to require the tearing down of this system because it's too fucked up to work right. You can't reform the system. You have to break it and rebuild it.
And it goes right back to where it was before. Just keeps going.
The idea is
50 years of change.
the idea is that you can change it. So at some point, the world existed on a feudal system, and we got this, progression into what we are today. So things do change over time, and at some point, those transitions have to happen. Now, are we living in the time when that transition takes place? I don't know, but we're living in a time where people are talking about it because ultimately we have a lot of societal issues that we have to fix. And when you start looking at the prison system, that's tied in with the legal system. That's tied in with the Justice Department, and that's tied in with the politicians and all this kind of stuff. All of these things up the chain would need to be fixed in order to make the problem of death row and corporal punishment on that level being able to be fixed. If you can alleviate the crime, you can alleviate the need for the prisons, and you'll have less people on death row, so you can focus more time on making sure that the people who you have on death row actually belong there.
More money.
A redirection. It could be simple as a redirection of funds, and even in our current economy. But with the political landscape that we're in right now, it's not going to happen because there's too much money on that end to actually change the laws and to move the money around like it would need to be done.
So they're gonna want to demolition man them and put them in ice cubes and shit for years and years.
Right.
Try to teach them something new and shit.
It's like that whole, and even though it was terrible phrasing, the whole defund the police movement or the idea behind it, people didn't understand that when people said defund the police, what they really meant was use the funds that the police get in a different way, not like get rid of the police altogether, but stop buying the police military equipment and use that money for like the city and improving the living conditions of people. So that way you have less crime. You don't need as many police.
Yeah, but I wouldn't. I mean,
Case in point, let me ask y'all this: how did y'all feel when y'all saw what what was done? What was done at the club, the LBGTQ club?
Q club.
Yeah.
Shooting.
What was your first emotional response when you saw what happened?
I didn't see what happened. I heard it the other day when you said so.
Uh-huh.
But to me, it's like that's fucked up. You know, you're in there killing people just because you don't like what they are. That's fucked up. Killing people. We're putting you up against the wall. Noodles in the back of your head. You're done. See you bye.
How did you feel, John?
I mean, when I first heard about it, honestly, I was numb because I mean we hear about these mass shootings so much. It's like I have a hard time, and it's sad, but I have a hard time even mustering like the emotion to even attach to the situation because it's like
It's
what
like
was it?
looking at it like still
3-4 days later,
They
we
still
had
doing
another
this
one. We
shit?
had the one at the Walmart.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like, damn.
So it's just like, okay, wow. Yeah, it's fucked up, but at the same time, it's like I can't even feel anything about it anymore.
You know why you
It's
know?
almost
too?
norm.
Yeah.
It's the
That's
norm.
the point. That's
You know?
see, that's the thing.
School
like,
shootings norm. That's
that's
normal.
that's
nowadays.
normal.
You
But
know?
that was normal before Columbine for most of us. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
Like
right,
that
right.
was normal
Well,
before Columbine.
We had shots fired at school.
Yeah, right. Not
Not
killing,
someone
not
walking in
killing
there trying
on
to kill
premises,
everybody.
but
Right.
death around premises and going home.
Right,
That's nothing
right,
new
But-
to us.
But having somebody come in and literally
That's
shoot
different.
like
That's a whole.
That's
10,
different.
15 people in your
That's
class,
different. That's different.
that's a different
That's
situation.
why Columbine hit so
That's
hard.
different.
Like, what? 2 kids actually went back and just shot up
Yeah.
everybody? Like, God damn.
Yeah.
That's real different.
I was at school now.
Right?
But
Did
he
you-
got killed because he was bullying this chick. I was right across the hallway when it happened. After, because it was like the music, the band room, and I was in public speaking. After the meeting, after the band room let out, the girl she couldn't take it no more. She got tired of the bullying. She pulled out a knife, punched that bitch right in his back, pierced his heart. He ran down the hall, blood skirting everywhere, died right on.
Bobby failed that class.
But I'm watching blood next to him.
He's watching
You know-
blood next to him.
It's
Oh.
interesting because, like, I think there's going to come a point where whatever the next generation that's coming behind us and the ones behind them and so forth, there's going to come a point where the societal rules and the norms are going to butt heads on some level with the United States Constitution. And when that happens, I'd like to know what is the value system now that is now butting heads with the institution itself. Because for the most part, we adhere to a lot of the principles and presuppositions and all men are created equal, which is a lie, but we buy into that in large in part. So a lot of our values, there's more continuity than this, I guess you say dissension, if you will. But now you're having people with different types of ideas of how a society should look, how it should run. And there's going to come a point where those principles that hold and that hold that group together, which allows them to be identified, whatever they decide to be identified, when they go against the United States Constitution, that's the point that I'm waiting to see.
When does it start? When does it start making
That's
changes
what
to
I'm
that
waiting
shit?
on. That's when it's going to happen.
That's when it's going to be.
That's when it'll be.
And in
That's
all
when it'll be
reality,
a revolution.
you shouldn't have to change shit. The shit is written how it's supposed to be, how they want it to be. That's what they're seeing. Like, wait,
Yeah,
well,
but
if I'm reading this is not happening.
Yeah, but to
What I'm
John's
reading.
whole point, and I agree with him to his whole point. Like, that's because if you look at most of the things that we believe in or whatever, we are in agreement. You know what I mean? But because when he says, "Hey, man," but if I'm looking at the way my kids are,
The younger generation,
they're already picking up on stuff that got to go out with this old world.
Right.
This got to go if we're going to go forward. As species always go forward.
Right.
You know what I mean? So then when they do that, and then there's another amalgamation, and then there's another amalgamation, and so
Change,
forth,
yeah.
your society is going to start looking different than what the framers of the Constitution were thinking.
But
Right.
and here's the thing
It
about the
has to.
Constitution, though. The founding fathers actually wrote the document with the intention of us redoing it every few. I
Absolutely.
want to say it was. I think it was
Absolutely.
like every 50 years, some
Absolutely.
shit like
20
that.
or 50
Absolutely.
years, you're
Yeah.
supposed to go and
Absolutely.
You're
revoke
supposed
and
to go
get the
back
junk
because
out.
they knew that they were creating.
Absolutely.
And you can say what you want to about the Constitution, whatever. It's the rules that this country is
Beautiful script.
guided by. You know,
But they never thought that black people would be free.
true. They never. They never.
They never
That's
even
still
thought.
a
they never-
beautiful script.
But
though.
hell,
No,
they
that's what
never.
I'm saying. If
They
you-
never imagined a world without horses and buggies.
You know
So,
what I mean?
Cool.
Like like if you're gonna be honest, the Constitution is so beautifully written.
Right.
You are wondering how in the hell did men write this with so much subjection under them?
Right.
This is a
Right.
beautiful manuscript. Make no mistake
You
about
follow
it,
those rules in any form of
man.
In
And follow
idea
them to
and
the
in
T.
principle,
Man.
they are great.
Mhm.
But they intended for us to go back and change that shit, and we never do.
We do.
Or we make
Right.
it. We've made it extremely hard
They've
to
divided us
to go
make
back
sure
and
that we can't unite as
and
one.
make the necessary changes to adjust with what our society has
Yeah.
become.
Right.
Yeah.
We're not the same country that we were however many hundred years ago that
Yeah.
this country was founded.
That's why them 80-year-old politicians need to get the fuck on. Your time is over with.
We've had that
Y'all got to
conversation
go.
about age limits.
Man,
You
y'all
know,
got
I
to go.
believe there should be an age limit
you know.
on any political office.
35 to 65. I gotta retire at 65. You're gonna retire too. Fuck it. You know, like shit.
But going back to the subject, man. I know talking about the death penalty, which is one of the things that is actually discussed a whole lot, especially with amongst the Supreme Court, because we're trying to fit that way of thinking in terms of, is it constitutional? You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
right.
is this what were the founding
Well, they
fathers
think if
thinking?
somebody did some
Well,
shit like this.
How did they see human life?
Right, right.
How did they value it? We're talking about, human life as they recognize it, but we understand black people want to, count it, women wouldn't count it. We get that. But at the end of the day, when they're looking at trying to make amendments to laws or what have you, our way of thinking and our stance on life has to be in agreement with what the founding fathers were thinking when they framed the Constitution, because they make such provisions for it.
Right, right.
You know what I mean? So now it's like, well, what if the people that's coming up now view life in a different position as you do?
Which they do because
I'm
of
not-
abortion shit.
I am now at full opposition against the Constitution or the ideas of the framers of the
And that's what
Constitution.
we're supposed to go make.
But
that
that's why
change.
we're supposed to change it.
They even put that in
because-
there, but we
Absolutely,
don't. Right.
absolutely.
Because they
But now
already
it's-
thought
it's
about
something else
the
now.
changes. So, like, look, if shit starts going south, y'all get in there and take them out.
I think, man, I think that's I ain't trying to be funny and sound weird enough, but I think that's a long, long ways from now. But I can see that coming.
It could
Yeah.
be.
I can see it coming.
It will have to change at some point.
It has to.
And it's like I've said before, in history, every society that we can look back over the course of history has at some point failed.
Yes, of course.
So the Egyptians, the Greeks, the Romans,
Chinese still here, 10,000 years of counting, undefeated.
they ain't the same. They ain't the same country they were. So no,
True.
even that
True.
has gone through iterations. So cool, but at some point, and I'm not saying this is something that I hope for or wish, if America is not able to change with its own people, eventually America probably will crumble. And how far down the road that may be, we could be talking generations. But that always starts somewhere. And what we're seeing, at least now, is, I believe anyway, the beginnings of that that groundswell, that the beginning that each generation is getting more and more militant in other words, when it comes to the subject of our government and how badly we're getting screwed over by it. So our parents saw at a certain level, theirs were big, easy targets. Okay, yeah, we drinking at separate water fountains. They we doing, we're not able to vote. We're not able to do these. They got us basic rights. Cool. So now our generation, we took it a little further. We became more successful. You got more educated black women out there now than any other group in the country. I believe, if I remember the stats right. But we became more successful. So we pushed it a little bit further. And then this next generation, they're ready to change the whole operating system of the system.
Sure.
You
Sure.
know? And it's gonna and even if they don't do it, it'll be the next. It might be the next generation.
Where do they stand on issues like death penalty?
For the most part, from what I've seen, most of them don't support it.
They're very liberal. And,
The idea of it falls in. I think Los mentioned it earlier. The same line of as with abortion.
Right.
You know,
I mean, that's getting more hardcore too. So if you don't want abortion and you sure the fuck don't want, I mean, you can't not want like one and not the other. It's like if you don't believe in abortion, you cannot believe in death penalty. It's the same shit. You know, it's just a life. It's a life. It's a life. This life we've already seen. This life we haven't even seen what could happen when it comes out. You know, so you can't not like one or the other. You have to dislike both or go with both.
it's
Just these punk ass little young motherfuckers, punk asses.
if you're gonna
making
stay
everything punk
consistent,
asses.
you have to be.
Yeah, because I can't say
That's true.
death penalty like a
That's
motherfucker,
true.
but yo, you shouldn't
That's
get no
true.
abortion.
That's
That'd be
true.
fucked up. Like, what's the difference here? Because now you're saying something that we don't even know is here yet has more right than someone we already know that's here that fucked up. So in other words, this new life didn't fuck up. I'm not even here yet.
I think we're talking the conditions now, because when you're talking about people that say when they're for or against abortion, most of them, if you sit there and listen to them, what you'll do is you start hearing common themes, and it's almost like they'll be saying, I abortion I don't support because the child had no way of being involved in this decision, but it's just here.
Mm-hmm.
So that thing should not be held to the account of being subject to the death penalty if it had no doing getting here. Versus when you're looking at the death penalty and people are in staunch support of it, they're saying you knew what you was doing at the end of the day,
Right.
and that
You
this
knew what was
decision
gonna
you
happen to
made
your
brought
ass.
you to this result.
Right.
That's why you deserve death, because of now we're starting to look at the particulars.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's how people can. That's why a person can be
Pro-life.
pro-life,
and
and yeah, they could be.
But
They
see,
could
like
be.
for me, I'm pro-choice
Sure,
and I'm anti-death penalty.
sure.
You know, because for me, the idea is I believe that somebody should have the option. You're a grown person. You live with the consequences
In
of
other
what you
words,
do.
you know what you did.
Right.
Mhm.
And but at the same time, on the other end, I don't think we should be taking that fully fledged life that is a human being.
Mhm.
You know, but you know,
Eye for an eye. Okay.
Yeah,
You kill somebody, we gonna come get you too.
okay, Kratos.
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. You know.
He should so play
Hey
that
T,
game.
what's up, T? What's up, T1?
Especially
Hey, what's up,
if you
T1?
know you did it. Oh, you're done. And I'm gonna televise that shit. There we go. We got him.
What is that? So some places that now have firing squads.
That
That's
was
like
what
an option.
that's what I thought you were gonna talk about. Over in
South
South Carolina or something
Yeah.
like that.
South
You could ask to
Carolina.
be firing squad.
That was so
instead of that other shit.
inhumane when they did
You
that.
know, it's like
That was so
Dude,
inhumane.
Why would you pick that?
Because they give what they're doing now is so that they can have some more say so in the process. They're giving them to choose between whatever ways of death that's allowed in the state. They can choose between those.
Right, they'll have like
So you
3 or
could
4
try to
different
choose
choices.
the
choices.
one where you
Yeah.
know you're out the quickest. You know,
You
I'm
know
gonna
what I
sit there and
mean?
be
Like all of
electrocuted
it
and
is
shit.
not
You don't
good.
have to
You
breathe
know.
that shit, but you would rather
No,
take a bullet to
man.
the head. Boom, done.
I don't know,
And I'm
man.
out.
That just seems so barbaric to me.
Well, not me. If you cut that nigga up and killed him, we gonna cut you up too. So, just like you killed, we
I
kill
feel
you.
you too,
You know what I'm
Lord.
saying?
There's some
Just like
people
you
that
killed, we're gonna
deserve
kill
that.
you.
I
You know?
But that brings in another question, like who's gonna pull the switch? Or who pulls the switch rather?
And like I said, I'm asking the family members.
And
do you
are
wanna
they
do it?
charged with murder?
right? Because because
Why?
No, because
as a
they're
society,
murdering on
we're
behalf of the
making-
state.
right?
Oh,
so you're one of
so
us.
if I kill in the name of the state,
It's okay.
And that's and
because
so,
that's your job.
oh,
That's your job. Because ain't nobody else got a job to kill him other than cops and shit.
oh,
You know,
so I can kill in the name of the state,
but you can't kill just because.
Who does that job, man?
I don't know. I don't know who it is.
Could you do that
Is it
job?
always different people that do the switches or pull
well,
the thing?
the lethal injection, from what I understand, is done. It's a machine,
Mhm.
but
But
of course somebody
to
has
hit
to
the
hook you
button.
up.
Somebody press the button.
Somebody has to
to
hook you.
press the button to make it go.
I think it's on a timer, isn't it?
What?
It's on a time.
So-
Who sets the timer?
So okay,
Right. They
so,
go just, don't get trapped in there with
so-
the machine or the timer going.
You don't have to watch this shit.
Ain't nobody stop it.
You know?
some Mission Impossible shit. Can you get out of the chair before
Yeah,
the timer
no.
goes off?
Got
Right.
it out.
Get out before this time, before you start burning and shit.
Oh,
Eyes popping out, shit like that.
melting more than likely.
You know.
Uh,
You know what though, man? I noticed, man. I really enjoyed this show, and I'm gonna tell y'all why, man. Because I remember both of y'all's positions during this,
Mhm.
during this regarding the same
I don't
thing.
remember being
And I
on
think
that
all
show.
through, really,
Yeah, I really
oh,
do.
it was heavy. It's on there. Go check out our
Yeah.
former episodes.
Matter of fact, let them know that.
Yeah.
So you want to know how we continue this, go back
Check
and
it
look
out.
through our videos, and you'll see it's pretty much the same
maybe
thumbnail we used.
you know how we do the thing where you can put the links up once the video goes up. Put the links up in there. Maybe we
Yeah.
can go back and put the link up to
Put
that
that one.
episode.
I will. Yeah, I
Uh,
will.
up to
Yeah,
the
so it was a
original
very
one where we
interesting
talked about it, so
conversation.
they can see.
See
So, yeah.
how it was
So
very
changing
interesting.
now.
Go back and check the conversation. I do remember some of the conversation,
Yeah,
and I know my position had changed. So
yeah.
but I remember
Kill 'em.
that
Kill 'em
was
all.
that was a passionate conversation.
Yes, it was. It was.
Kill 'em all.
Well, Los was into it, boy.
Kill them all.
He was
Fuck that.
into it. But thank y'all so much for always supporting us week in and week out. We really
Sure
do
enough.
appreciate your support. And tomorrow we got coming up.
Talk
Thursday.
about it
Talk about
Thursday from Puff Passive.
Yes.
We never did our sponsors today either.
Yeah.
Oh, we sure didn't.
Yeah, I don't know what the
Please
papers
forgive
on
us,
the other side.
sponsors.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
Got all about that.
See,
We don't
all right.
forget. I mean, we're gonna try to get Puff Passive as a sponsor.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We want to happen,
We want to bring her so much business. She just pass it our
understand.
way.
right? All right, so we got Bangin' 832 Radio, of course.
Banging.
Coming at you. All right, so please check them out at bangin832.com. They do put up episodes of Daily Smoke every Sunday at 7 p.m., but they do have a lot of their own stuff, over there, so please check that out. Our sister over at Tamia's Touchy Care. Touch my body. To get with life, get a massage. So please see her for all your mobile. As a matter of fact, I don't think we
Right.
usually mention that.
Right, that's
She
right.
is mobile.
She
is
you don't-
mobile.
You don't have to come
Right.
to her.
Right.
She will come to
The
you.
mom will come to Muhammad.
Yeah, so she will come to you and massage and
Yeah,
work your
man.
kinks out and get you feeling all like jelly and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if you need to get worked out, she'll work you out too.
She's also a personal trainer.
Right.
All right, and of course the Buy Black Market at the Shrine of the Black Madonna every first and third Saturday of the month from 12 to 6 p.m. 5309 MLK Boulevard. Y'all know where the Shrine of the Black Madonna is if
No.
you're in Houston.
Big
So
Black Church.
yeah,
Big
and if
Black
you come
Church.
to Houston, if you visit in Houston, please go by and check out the Shrine of the Black Madonna.
Right. On
It's really
on the first and
a
third Saturday.
a black landmark in the city of Houston. Even if you can't make it on one of the days, they have a bookstore at the Shrine of the Black Madonna. So please,
So,
check them out. I used to shop there when I was a kid, when I was in my real militant phase.
For real?
That's where I bought Malcolm X's autobiography from.
For real?
Yeah, when I was in high school.
that's
Yeah,
when he was back walking around with your box. Fight the power.
I rode my bike down there. I rode my bike down there and
You
bought
wanna get that.
Malcolm X's autobiography. But yeah, okay. So please check out Shrine of the Black Madonna. Like I said, it's just a good place in Houston to check out. But also, if you do want to check out any information, I'm sorry. Yeah, And I'm gonna give a shout out to Puff Passett.
Yes,
right.
please.
I'm gonna give a shout out to Puff Passett.
Yes,
No.
please.
Because
Yes.
our sister Miss Ashley,
Yes.
she did her damn thing with
Thank
that
you
place.
so much.
Beautiful
Was it
shop, beautiful experience, beautiful place to
4130
hang
and a
out.
half Cavalcade.
4130 and a half Cavalcade
Yeah.
Boulevard. So you know it's on that north.
That north
It's on that
Right.
north side.
Matter
So-
of fact, you can go take your car next door to the Royal Cleaners, get it cleaned up while you hang out.
Oh yeah, there's a detail shop right
Get you-
next
and
door.
they-
So
they
you know
take
while
care
you,
of them rides. Them
Yeah,
rides will
yeah,
look
yeah.
real
while,
good.
while you getting your Puff and Pass it on,
Right.
you can get your car
Right.
cleaned up real
Yeah.
good.
They
Yeah.
got that turkey out. That's his ride, didn't they?
I think they did. Yeah.
She riding around Thanksgiving all day, every day.
A couple of the ladies I think over there got their car while they were out there. Got their car cleaned, so.
I'm gonna take the van to it. Amy got so much shit in there. I'm like, you know what? If something disappears, I have no clue what it would be.
You don't want to get
You
blamed.
got to get all that shit out first, and then we think
Yeah.
about it.
But please, check out our website at www.thedailysmoke.com. And of course, if you do want to hit our Cash App, please go to $TD Smoke. If you feel like donating, you know, so we can do more events like what we did this past Saturday. We definitely love to be able to put something together and have y'all come out
right.
and hang with us in
That'd be
person.
great.
You know?
Absolutely.
So we definitely are going to be planning
Even
for
if it's
something like
just to
that.
watch an episode of something that we do.
Yeah.
Come on down and watch it with us, and
And
you
have
don't
a
have to chat. You
conversation.
can chat with us right there.
Have a
and there,
conversation
live.
about it. We could do something like that for
Absolutely.
sure.
Oh no.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So make sure y'all
So
check.
please.
So check out tomorrow's episode of Talk About It Thursday, the happiest hour, with our own very own Lady D and our
Absolutely.
very own Jam.
Jam.
You know, and they were talking about what was it?
Relational wellness.
Relational wellness.
Yeah, that was an interesting conversation.
I ain't gonna jump in and throw in my 2
You
cents.
know?
Yeah.
So, but it was good. So make sure y'all tune in for that. And then, you know, don't forget Waka Chicka Waka Chicka Waka Chicka Waka Chicka Friday.
Hey!
Waka Chicka Waka Chicka Waka Chicka Waka.
Thank God it's Friday. Hey!
Friday for TGIF edition of the Daily Smoke, where we, you know, we just get silly and stupid and do what we got to do.
And this Saturday, for those of y'all out there
That's
who
right.
watch Black Hands Arcade when we put up our gaming show, this weekend I'm doing World of Warcraft. The new expansion just came out for Dragonflight. So we're going to be doing a 2-hour episode for that. So I'm going to give y'all a good overview of what's going on in the expansion and how things are looking. So if you're interested in that, please make sure you tune in on Saturday, 7 o'clock. You already know it's 7 o'clock.
Then go back too and watch your intro.
Oh,
to
yeah.
World of Warcraft.
Yeah, we did an intro to World of Warcraft for
That's
people
pretty
who
cool.
might be interested in seeing how the game starts, you know, at
That's
the lower
pretty cool.
levels. You can actually watch that video we did a couple weeks back, so please go back and check that one out.
And then tune in Saturday.
Tune in Saturday. You already know.
We got God going up in here.
I know, huh? I know, huh?
How's the
huh?
dragon up in this beat?
I know,
Yeah,
I might have to show us some of my mount collection. I didn't
That'd be
really get to
cool.
do that the next time.
right.
The last time rather. But thank y'all for joining us. We really appreciate it as always. We thank you for taking time out of your day and spending it with us. I'm your boy, Brother Jam,
Brother Los.
Brother Ron.
Brother Black Hand.
Brother Black Hand on the cam. We are the Daily Smoke. We are out.
Peace.
Peace.